So last night I saw Pink Floyd at Pompeii. I saw it at the IMAX theater. They re-released it or released it. And the music was awesome, of course. The video was okay. They did some weird editing. I wanted to see more of the band and less of the speakers. They were filming the speakers for some reason. Anyway, Roger Waters seemed to have a very good understanding of the equipment. Roger Waters seemed to be very good at what he does, and I'm curious how long that took him to get to that point, because I'm coming to understand that anytime somebody wants to achieve a certain level of mastery, there needs to be an understanding of the equipment. Bringing it back to Roger Waters, I wanted to know how long it took him to get to the point Pink Floyd at Pompeii. Give me the history of Pink formation and psychedelic beginnings. That's funny. 65. So founded in London 1965. Sid Barrett, Roger Waters, Richard Wright, Nick Mason. Nick Mason, by the way, is an awesome drummer. Originally called the T-set. That's interesting. Then briefly, the Pink Floyd sound before settling on Pink Floyd, and a name Barrett made by combining the names of blues musicians Pink Anderson and Floyd Council. Their early sound was psychedelic rock. Debut album, Piper at the Gates of Dawn. So 65. So founded in 65, came out with Piper at the Gates of Dawn 67. Entirely shaped by Barrett's whimsical and trippy songwriting. Barrett's decline and Gilmore joined 68. Barrett's mental health deteriorated, largely due to heavy LSD use. David Gilmour took cover for Barrett live. Barrett was soon ousted. Roger Waters began to take over the band's primary lyricist and conceptual leader. Experimental era albums like Sassafras Secrets, More, Umaguma, Atom Heart Mother, Metal, featuring echoes. Yeah. Long instrumental passages, sonic experiments, Breakthrough, Dark Side of the Moon. 1973, stayed on Billboard. Concept album era, Wish You Were Here, tribute to Sid Barrett, Animals. Animals got to be one of my favorite. The Wall, epic. Fracturing and Waters leaves, 80s. Internal tension soared, especially between Waters and others. The final cut was essentially a Roger Waters solo album under the Floyd name. Waters left the band 1985, declaring it defunct. Gilmour led Floyd 87, 90. So Gilmour, Mason, and Wright continued without Waters, released a Momentary Lapse of Reason, Division Bell. Great albums. Both albums commercially successful but divided fans. Unions and Legacy, the classic lineup, reunited briefly for a Live 8 in 2005, their first show together since 1981. Wow. Wright died in 2008, Richard Wright. Final album, Endless River, based on Wright's leftover recordings, Legacy, 250 million records. It's pretty interesting that from 63 to 60, let's say 65, time you met Sid Barrett, to 65 to 67. In 2 years, they put together the Piper at the Gates of Dawn. That's some serious practice. They definitely, I'm assuming they didn't work and they just strictly did music. So they must have had some financial stability. Parents helped them out. and they were able to completely dedicate themselves to music, and they must have been 100% obsessed with it. That's one thing I'm realizing, is that to do anything, absolutely, to be the best at anything, you have to just be totally obsessed with it. 1971 is when metal came out. So from 65 to 71, 6 years, Roger Waters is fully, he's of course 100% bought into this. Roger Waters, Nick Mason, Richard Wright, they all, I guess Richard Wright had some prior piano experience. Those three came up together. David was already doing some prior guitar work, and they're starting to see tons of success. So let's say 5 years. 5 years of dedication to a craft. And that's what it takes. I need to, if anything, if I'm going to make this work, that's the type of dedication that you have to put into something. And a lot of times we want these things, to be rich and famous and all that. But what time are we willing to put into this? Am I willing to put 8 hours a day into this thing? I mean, no. Am I willing to put 3 hours a day? Yeah, I could put 3 hours a day. I think I can swing that. But really, I have to be filming every day. That's for sure. And I have to be unapologetically bad. And I'm not apologizing for this video. I'm gonna stitch it together. I'm gonna release it, and it's gonna be just another stepping stone into me developing this craft. It's a good craft to have. It's being able to produce videos like this is something that it's a good little tool to have in your toolkit. So that's all I have to say about that. If you watch this video, let me know. If you made it to this point, let me know. I'd be really curious. If you got anything from this video, give it one of those little click that button down there that has a thumbs up. I suppose that does something. If you subscribe, you'll get notifications, I suppose, if you have notifications on that I'm releasing videos. And I've committed myself to doing 2 a week so far. I have to get on Premiere Pro to release one here in a little bit. Another unapologetically bad video. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.